Barry, welcome back to Raith TV. How's your week been?
Yeah, it's been a good week. We've loads of stuff done, so yeah, it's a tough game for us again tomorrow, but one that we're really looking forward to.
When a quick look back to Saturday's game, you know, a game of missed opportunity, missed chances, but sometimes you look at this league and say coming away from an away game with a point isn't actually a bad result.
Yeah, well, people say that, but obviously the mentality I want of us as a players in a club, we want to win every game if we can. They always say a point in the road's good in the championship, but I said to the players, look, we want to come here and win these games. And but also you've got to have the respect of Airdrie, who are a good side, and it is difficult. You can't win every game, but we have to have that mentality. We go out and try and win every game. Now, I'm not saying you can, but we do. And when you saw the way we played and you saw the numbers that came back, and then you're watching the game back, and 4 or 5 their players cramping up towards the end of the game, and we're just going for it, trying to win the game. So that's pleasing. That's what we want to see.
I think you mentioned in your interview after the game, you know, creating chances is what you want to see, and you do know for the players and the quality that we do have up the top that those chances on another day do go in, and that's the most important factor, rather than maybe a 0-0 draw where few chances have been created.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you've watched us all season, we've created lots of chances, which is a good thing, but scoring goals is the hardest thing to do in a football pitch, and even like said, Louis Vaughan, who's an incredible finisher, incredible player. If it wasn't for his injuries, could have played at a really, really high level. Vaughan has had a right good few chances last week. He'd normally take, but he's just knocked out his rhythm because he's a few niggles here and there. Jack Hamilton's still getting up to speed. Richard Chint's all new to him, so it's Paul McMullen. It's a new sort of forward line, and they've all got their qualities, and we've been making lots of chances. So it's not something. Listen, we need to make sure that we bury them. That's the thing. But it's also important to get clean sheets at the back as well.
Absolutely. We saw on Saturday as well. You utilised the squad. There was a few changes in your starting lineup. How important is it for you having a squad with the depth that we've got now for you to have that at your availability?
Yeah. Well, the first thing I thought when I came in was to try and improve the player availability. We've done that, and was to add a few players that could bulk up our squad, and it looks a bit stronger now. And yeah, you can see that there's competition for places, so you're going to need to perform, or other players will come in. I think there's a real good culture in there with them. They want to help each other, but they also know that they're all vying for similar positions on the pitch, and that creates, how would you say it, a determination within the group to try and make sure you're the one that's playing all the time. So. But yeah, and even if you're not playing, I always say to them, listen, you need to respect your teammates, which they do, and they're very good at that. So yeah, the squad's a bit stronger this year, numbers wise. Mm-hmm. And yeah, and it's good to have a competition.
From your own background, you know, from the days up at Aberdeen under 20s and working with younger players, we saw last season the transformation of Finlay Pollock, who'd come on loan from Hearts. So when we do have these players, the younger guys coming in on loan from Rangers and Motherwell as well, you know, is it nice to have younger bodies in the building and guys that you can really develop as well? Yeah,
well, it's important. I like youth. It brings a zest and energy to your team. I mean, Kai Montague's really one we've got really high hopes for. He's consistently good in training all the time, and I know he's desperate for games, and we're going to try and get him these games. So he's really important to us. The one we really see as a future at this football club, who could go on and be a regular in our first team and even go on to higher. That's what we think of him. And yeah, we've got some of the Rangers boys in who we try to improve. I believe that a lot of the players, especially younger players, and especially these days, they come in and they think they know everything with the ball, and they don't know anything without the ball. Now, you can't be good with the ball until you're good without it. So we try and that's not saying that's not the Rangers players or Aberdeen players or whoever the players, it's just in a general term you find these days. So I always, and the thing is, if you get a ball and your body shape's wrong and you give the ball away, is that you poor with the ball? But if your body shape's right, which is not having the ball, if your body shape's right, your pass will be right. So being good without the ball is always important. So these sort of things that the young players learn, but even first team players as well.
I mean, I think on the conversation of improvements, I know when I do tours before games, there's the speed board that we have up in the gym room now, and it's got the green dots beside. And a few people have asked, what are the green dots? And I'm saying these are improvements from last season. And when you see the amount of green dots on that board, it really does show that, you know, the work that's been going on pre-season and goes on Monday through to Friday at Starts Park is benefiting the club and the players.
Well, there's no substitute for hard work, and you cannot. Listen, the majority of teams that are hard-working teams are the ones that are the ones that normally succeed. So there's no excuse for it. The people that come here to pay and watch work hard. So why wouldn't we? And by the way, they are one of the hardest working groups I've ever worked with. They've got a real. They want to be the best they can be, and the improvement in their speed and their body fats and everything's been really good. And we try to improve them as football players as well. There's always room for improvement with that. We try to improve them tactically as well. So it's continuously trying to improve and continuously trying to get better. And if you do that, you give yourself an opportunity to be successful in life, in any walk of life. And I think it's a minimum to do that.
I think the bit that, you know, really emphasises that is the fact that guys like Lewis Stevenson and Josh Mullen are also on the improvement list, and it's all the way down to, like you mentioned, Kai Montague. So it's right at the senior end of the team, right the way through to the younger end of the team.
Yeah, and I've seen even someone like Josh Mullen, the improvement I've seen in him as a player since we've came in, and the improvement we've seen with all of them. But that's credit to them, because they want to improve. They've got that hunger and desire to improve, and as long as you've got that as a player, you'll do okay. You'll do all right. But although it gives you a better chance of winning games, it doesn't guarantee you winning games. And so yeah, that's things that I believe that every player should have at every level.
And then on to tomorrow, another tricky game, but we're back at Starts Park. We've got Arbroath coming here. We're coming towards the end of the first quarter of the season, so you know, you'll be looking to try and get as much out of the next two games as possible, starting with tomorrow.
Yeah, it's once again what a really good start Arbroath have had to the league campaign. I think they've probably taken teams by surprise how good they've been, and I've watched their games and they've been really impressive. And credit to them. So we know the type of game that's coming tomorrow. They're up there fighting just now, so it is a real challenge for us, but a challenge that we are prepared for, and a challenge that we are looking forward to, because we want to do well ourselves, and we want to try and win the game as much as we can. Absolutely.
Well, fingers crossed, and hopefully we get a big crowd down tomorrow for the support, and all the very best, Barry. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.